Good evening and welcome back to another video. It feels like 5 minutes ago that City beat Man United 6-3 in the Manchester derby, but it wasn't. It was days ago now. It was absolutely ages ago. And of course, Manchester City play tomorrow in the Champions League against FC Copenhagen. It's going to be a fascinating game of football, so today I'm going to try and preview that game and discuss a little bit of team news and all that kind of stuff. How is everyone doing? Welcome back, of course. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all well on this Tuesday evening. Don't forget to give the video a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It is massively appreciated. Who here we got? We've got Lorenzo, Grace, David, Electric to Shark, Kabaji, Not Harvey, Manchester City, Alster, who's hoping that Haaland's playing tomorrow. Hopefully he is for your sake too, mate. Rissy, Trev, and many, many more people. It's good to see you. It's also good to be working alongside One Football. Please do me a massive favour. Please do help support the channel. Please do help your football knowledge. If you are a fan of all the breaking news from across the world of football, of course you would be. If you are a fan of getting all those glorious stats about Erling Haaland, and of course you would be. And you are a fan of the best football app on the market for free, for absolutely nothing, go and download One Football by clicking the link in the description below. Once again, it does help support Big Blue here on my channel, and it helps support your football knowledge. What are you waiting for? Download One Football, and everyone's happy. You're happy, I'm happy, One Football happy, your football knowledge is happy, the world is a good one. So, let's get into today's video. This, of course, is the preview of the Copenhagen game. Tomorrow, obviously, we're playing Copenhagen. The context of this is that Copenhagen are currently sat in third in the group after losing the first game, but getting a hard-fought draw against Sevilla in the previous. We, of course, are 2 for 2 so far, beating Dortmund and Sevilla. So things are looking pretty good for us. And this, of course, is very much in our hands. And a game that we should be expecting to win, if we're being really honest, you know. This is, it should be. It should be, you know. It should be a relatively comfortable victory for Manchester City in this game. But, you know, football isn't always like that, is it? Football is very, very unpredictable. And that's why Guardiola was apparently in the press conference relatively furious when people weren't taking Copenhagen seriously. They haven't actually had a great start to the season, Copenhagen, which probably doesn't really do, you know, their reputation much better, because they have genuinely struggled a little bit in the league as far as I'm aware. They're currently sat, let's have a look at the Danish Superliga. They're currently sat in 6th in mid-table out of 12 teams. They've only won 5 out of 11 games so far, losing 6, not drawing a single one. So they've been incredibly up and down so far, Copenhagen. So they are very much, I think they've won 2 out of the last 5. It's like, it's very much win one, lose one for Copenhagen at the moment. You have got a young, inexperienced manager as well, Jacob Niestrup or something like that. It's Niestrup or something like that. I don't know. So basically, they aren't a team that are currently playing particularly well. Of course, he did get that draw against Sevilla, which was a big one for them. But still, this is the game that people will be looking at and going, that's the gimme in this group. And that's maybe disrespectful to Copenhagen, but it's just a matter of fact that this is the tie on paper that Man City should be really walking through and kind of comfortably strolling through. Manchester's never been bluer, says Pete. We are inevitable. We are indeed. And maybe tomorrow we'll see more inevitable City brilliance. But in terms of this game then, so like if I look at all the quotes from Guardiola had an awful lot to say. He was waffling an awful lot. He talks a bit about Mahrez. He talks about Mahrez not being in the great condition at the moment physically, and he needs to find his love for the game, was one of the quotes. I've not got it up here, but he said something about that in terms of maybe he's lost a little bit of focus or something like that. I don't know. He talked a lot about Phil Foden. He said Foden can play anywhere. He said in the middle he has to be a bit more attention though. Some aspects he has unbelievable instincts, but the sides is easier for him. With the ball and especially without, he has to improve. It's normal. His age and desire to learn, he will do it. He said he could even play at left back. Don't you dare, Pep. Don't you dare. I guess there's many steps between being able to and actually doing it. So I don't think he's going to do it. Don't worry. It's just Guardiola pontificating. He was not very happy, though, about United game. He said at the moment, even though we're finishing chances very well, we're being very sloppy. He said, these are our principles. You have to pass to blue shirts, not to red shirts. Lately, we aren't doing good. He basically thinks we're giving the ball away an awful lot at the moment, which is possibly actually true. I do think we're getting better, but I do think there's more to improve, and Guardiola knows that. We haven't quite found the perfect synergy between the Haaland Man City and the previous Man City, but it will get there. It will get there because, you know, they've got the quality, and we've got the managers to get it, managers to get the best out of them. There's the quote there about Guardiola being unhappy with disrespect to Copenhagen. Sergio Gomez was talking an awful lot as well in the press conference today. He said he had to work hard to play more, train harder, and make things difficult for Pep to choose a starting 11. He says Haaland does spectacular things in training, I'm sure he does. He said, I didn't get the minutes at Dortmund, but I'm happy with the minutes here. Yeah, I mean, he looks really excited to get on the pitch the other day. And he looks like he's very involved. Guardiola said he was a really intelligent player and he's liking working with him. And I think he is, I think he's learning an awful lot under Guardiola. And he said it's a dream to be coached by Guardiola. I made my dream come true. I'll learn from him when we chat or train. I take all the information he gives me. Hopefully I can learn more in the years to come. That's what Guardiola said. He said he really pays attention and really tries to learn. I think Guardiola likes a good student, And I get the impression that Sergio Gomez is a very good student. He said timing is important at this level, said Sergio. The right moment to pass or move. I'll learn little by little and adapt to the philosophy. Here, Guardiola's asking me to play more inside and be in the build-up and help with not losing the ball. He's got a lot to learn. Last year, he learned to be a left-back, and now he's got to learn to play more centrally. An awful lot going through. And he said, I've always been a Man City fan. It's a dream come true. I watch games with my brother. I'm living this dream. Another value of the win on Sunday for us and the fans. It's crazy, that, man. Crazy. We've got 3 City fans playing the team. Like, who would have fucking thought, man? I absolutely love it. It's wild. It's different, but I really, really love it. Love it. And he talks a lot about following Foden's career, It's crazy. I absolutely love it. The good news there, of course, as you see, is that Rodri is back in training, which, of course, is just absolutely immense. It's huge. It's wonderful. Rodri being back in training is what we all want to see and what we all love to see. Rodri is a world-class player, And it looked like it was only a minor calf knock the other day, which they took him out just to be sensible. And him being back, to me, is very, very good news, It's excellent news, in fact. We need all the players we can get right now. And with the fixture that we've got coming up, we've got Southampton this weekend. Then we've got Copenhagen again on the Tuesday. Then we've got Liverpool a few days later on the Sunday. There's more and more games. There's more and more games. And, of course, Brighton and whatever. We need everyone available. And that's why Gomez playing a little bit is, it's essential for him to get up to pace with Manchester City style and so on. In terms of the lineup and all that, I mean, I'll jump over to here now. We'll try and pick the lineup together. It isn't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be quite difficult, actually, to get the lineup. To predict it, I don't know what Guardiola's going to do here. I think there could be changes. I can't say for certain, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if we do see a few changes here. Like, is anyone expecting many? Like, I think there will be a few. I think it's almost necessary, given the games coming up and so on, and given the fact that we've had a good start to the Champions League. Guardiola is... Good evening, actually, Rashad. But Guardiola is, he's not nervous of a few changes here and there. I mean, obviously, we know Ederson is going to start in goal. I can see Diaz immediately coming back into the team, but maybe Laporte will get a first start as well. So I put Laporte there, and I put Diaz in the team here as well. I think I can see those two playing, because obviously Kanji and Ake started the other day. I can see them coming off. I reckon Gomez is going to play this at left back. I'm going to put Cancelo over on the right. I reckon it'll be something like that, the defence. I mean, to me, that seems a reasonably balanced. Given the squad situations, of course, we've got to rest some players here and there. With Walker likely to be out. John Stones likely to be out as well. I do think we'll see a defence looking something like this. Laporte needs some minutes. And I think he might be a little bit more cautious with Laporte. It might be Ake. But I do think Diaz will start and Akanji will sit this one out because, look, I think at some point Laporte's going to have to get minutes, and this could be the one. It was great to see him back the other day, of course, and I think this could be the one that you give him a start. Rodri's going to play. Presuming he's fine, Rodri's going to play, in my personal opinion. I do think we might see KDB sit this one out. I'm expecting maybe Gundo and Bernardo. Is anyone else seeing KDB sit out this one? Alfster isn't. I know we'll get to the striker, and you don't want to hear this, but I can really see Haaland finally being rested. I can see Alvarez playing here. Oops, I've just pressed the wrong button, sorry. Alvarez playing. Oh, yeah, to be fair, he did come off early, didn't he? But then a few of them came off early, didn't they, to be fair? Maybe he could play. Maybe it could be Gundo rested. It could be that, obviously switching around a little bit, but it could be this. It's very hard to say. I think Mahrez, after everything he said, is going to start, personally. I think Mahrez will start. because I think Guardiola's challenging him, basically. He's challenging him. Lucas, if you want to become a member, youtube.com/Esteemed Kompany. You should see a button that says join below this video, mate. Join, it's /Esteemed Kompany /join. You should be able to do it there. It could be, I think Mahrez will get a game, just because. I think you're all going to hate this, but I think he'll play for Grealish there. In terms of, I don't think you all like the idea of Grealish and Mahrez together, but I do think he'll be doing something like this personally. It just seems. I think Alvarez is definitely going to start with the energy. It could be that Foden plays in midfield as well. Maybe we see, Foden finally get a game centrally. Maybe we see something like this. I don't know. It's very hard to predict. Some people Brian reckons Haaland will start, but we subbed out early. Maybe we see this. Maybe we see this, and maybe we see, keep pressing tab. Maybe we see Alvarez play, on the wings or something like that. I don't know. It's very, very, very hard to predict. But we'll have to see. KDB was very positive about Central Foden, wasn't he? I really liked KDB's quotes in general, by the way. KDB was talking a lot about Foden as a potential central midfielder, which I really enjoyed. KDB, I've got a feeling, could be a very good coach one day. I don't know if he wants to go into coaching, but I would love to see it, because I think he's got the brains and the patience and the temperament to be wonderful. Genuinely, let me find the quotes from KDB. I feel like I've just read them somewhere recently. Where did I read them? I read them somewhere. De Bruyne on Foden. He was basically saying, what can't he do? Basically, I can see him playing centrally eventually. And he can do. He will do. He will end up playing centrally too at some point. And I think KDB understands this. Understands that Foden has a little bit to learn with the pace of his game and all this kind of stuff, but he will eventually play more through the middle. KDB and Gundo as coaches. Let them be the coaches. Those two together. Will they let him talk? Is the question. That's the thing. I always think the best managers have a little bit of feistiness to them. A little bit of energy and I do think KDB's got that side to him, weirdly. I know he's chill as fuck, but I do think he's got a side to him where he's intensely passionate, and I can imagine him, really, really drilling home his perfectionism amongst the players. And I do think KDB actually sees the game in a way that most players can't, because I don't think you can make some of the passes that he does and find the space that he does and do some of the things that he does without having an understanding of football. Look, there's been many great players who have an understanding of football but don't know then how to pass it on. Quite famously, people like Glenn Hoddle were apparently always really frustrated when the players couldn't do what they could do on the training pitch. But I don't get that from KDB. I get it. There's more of a humble attitude towards him, so I do wonder if he could do it. I'm losing my voice, I've just realised. Can anyone else notice it's getting really croaky? I was going to plan to do a Twitch stream tonight, but I literally am losing my voice. So I might not be doing a Twitch stream after all. I was going to try and do a watch along of the Rangers Liverpool game, but it is going, genuinely. Don't know why, but it is. But yeah, I do think he has that side to him, Richard. I do. I can imagine KDB on the sidelines getting very passionate and very intense. And tomorrow, anyway, with this game, look, I'm expecting it to be Guardiola will rest a few players. He will do. I'm almost certain he'll rest a few players. I think he has to, and I think he'll try and get away with resting quite a few, because he can always bring them on off the bench to win the game if needs be. And because we've got Copenhagen the week after, and we've already beaten Dortmund and Sevilla once. It isn't a big risk to potentially drop some points against Copenhagen tomorrow, which we won't do anyway. So I do think he'll play a whole bunch of changes. And then after that, I reckon we'll see City sort of kind of look a little bit sloppy early on, but I do think we'll really, really settle into the game. And I'm going for a relatively comfortable Man City victory, like a 3-0 or something like that. I'm really hoping to see a lot of Alvarez tomorrow. Alvarez, to me, could be a little bit of the ace, ace in the pack. Alvarez... He's mad seeing how good he is, but yet we're also excited about Haaland because Haaland is just insane. I feel a little bit sorry for Alvarez because, he's been brilliant since he came, but he just can't get the attention because of Erling Haaland. And Akanji's been brilliant since he came, but he's had a good start, but no one can get the attention away from Erling, which is just how it is. But I'm going to go for a 3-0, I reckon. For a 3-0. This is all I'm going to say tonight with this game, because I will be doing more videos tomorrow, but I'm losing my voice. I'm going to go relax it and get hot toddy or something like that. I feel like I need something. There is a new Patreon member video up, by the way. If you're a second tier or above member or YouTube member, I did a video where I just got my camera when I was doing a little shopping run. I wasn't holding it, obviously, when I was driving, but I did a little camera to vlog as I was driving, chatting about Riyad Mahrez. Go watch that if you are a member. You'll find it on the community tab. Or same with Patreon. For now, though, my prediction is 3-0. Let me know down in the comments what you think it'll be. Let me know what you think the team will be. And I'll catch you all tomorrow for a watch-along and all the usual stuff. I'm going to rest my voice because I don't want to lose for tomorrow. Bye-bye. In a bit.